Come one and come all! Welcome back to the land of Strangely Musical for a quick review of Tuesday's major hip-hop release of Common's newest album, Nobody's Smiling. If for some reason you don't know Common, he is a hip-hop legend out of Chicago, Illinois, has worked with producer No ID and previously signed to Kanye West label Good Music. This album he is with Def Jam. This is his 10th studio album, and features for the album include Lil Herb, Cocaine 80s, Jhené Aiko, Malik Yusef, and Vince Staples and Big Sean. Now this was a highly anticipated album because Common was reuniting with his old producer No ID and close friend. No ID has produced every song on the album, and depending on whether you have the standard, deluxe, or the version from Target, you have anywhere from 10 to 14 songs on the album. So let's get into it. I'm gonna be completely honest here. 2011's Dream of a Believer was the first Common album I've ever heard, and you can see from the fan consensus that's not one of Common's best projects, but this right here should definitely be one of Common's best projects. Throughout the entire album, Common is discussing the violence and the violence, slaughter, and gun acts that are going on in his hometown of Chicago, and just trying to get people's attention as to the violence that is happening in the city. The album, lyrically, throughout the entire album, I have never seen a mainstream hip-hop artist be so lyrically on point throughout a whole album, except for Nas, but he hasn't done an album in 2 years. Common is on point throughout the whole album, and the beats fit what he's talking about throughout the whole album. It's a darker, almost gothic type production throughout the entire album, especially on the song Black Magic featuring Jhené Aiko, which is definitely a standout song. And even Jhené tries her hand at some rapping after Common's second verse, and honestly manages to keep up with Common for her verse, and it's a very entertaining verse, and the song is definitely one to keep on repeat. The other standouts include, on the deluxe edition, you have the 7 Deadly Sins, where Common is discussing like the sins that are not just pervade his hometown of Chicago, but just that pervade all of us in general. You know, you got lust, gluttony, all that kind of stuff. Very good track. And the single Kingdom with Vince Staples. Now, I'm new to Vince Staples. I don't know if he's put out a project yet. If he does, tell me in the comments and I'll check it out. But the last I heard of him was on Jhené Aiko's EP Sail Out, and his verse on Kingdom is definitely one of the standout verses of the album. Very nice flow, very nice lyrics, and the song in general just has a very nice beat to it. Diamonds featuring Big Sean. Feel like I should discuss this song as he's the only rapper feature that I knew going into the album. Honestly, I expected Big Sean to completely ruin the song with his verses, but actually he held his own. He holds his own, much like he did on his Hall of Fame album. He did hold his own on his verse, and it doesn't kill the song at all, which is a freaking miracle. The only real problem I have with the album is just the song Nobody's Smiling with Malik Yusef. This is just gonna start being a bunch of nitpicks at this point. Like, just whatever the bridge / chorus is meant to be on the song, I don't know what the heck it's saying, and it's kind of annoying, but like I said, that's just a nitpick for me because the verses are still on point and Malik Yusef held his own. Honestly, this album just gave me artists to look forward to hearing from. Speak My Peace is kind of the only dud on the album to me, to be perfectly honest. That may just be me, and may just be because of the sample choice, the B.I.G. sample in the song. But to me, it's nothing special. Maybe it'll grow on me after a couple more listens, but at the moment, just a dud to me. But overall, for only like the second Common album I've heard, this is definitely one of hip-hop's highlights to be released thus far this year, right next to like B.O.B.'s album and Tech Nine's Strangulation. Very good album, very well done, and even and shout out to Common for shouting out his fellow Chicago artist on the cover art. I'll try to zoom it in on the camera. I believe Little Herb is one of the faces on the cover right there next to Common. I don't know who the other one is, but overall album has very nice storytelling on the album. It's a very solid overall production, and it definitely, unlike most mainstream hip hop releases, can definitely keep a focus on a relevant topic. And props to Common for taking the risk and doing the album and just trying to bring his hometown to light and not be afraid to talk about it, what's really happening there. And if this doesn't have a huge impact on the charts, I'm questioning this generation's hip-hop. I'm questioning this generation's definition of hip-hop. But let me stop ranting. Overall rating for the album, I would say definitely 8 to 8.5. Definitely a very good, it's a very excellent album, and if you don't already have it, which you should because it's been out for 2 days, definitely go ahead and find your copy on Target, iTunes, whatever. Very solid album and definitely one for the collection. But like I always say, you guys got an album you want me to check out, post it in the comments and I'll definitely check it out. Till then, strangely musical. Peace.